Today you'll be solving quadratics by square roots and by completing the square. So first we'll look at solving by square roots. So if we look at our example here, we're going to solve the following problem by square roots. And in the thinking bubble, we have, since the term bx is 0 from our standard form, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, we can solve by square roots. So when you solve these types of problems, I want you to think of in terms of how do I isolate the x squared? Well, remember the first thing we'll do is we'll subtract 10 on both sides. Drop down your 4x squared, your equal sign, and 46 take away 10 is 36. Next, we'll divide both sides by 4. We're left with x squared equals 9. And finally, remember, the opposite of squared is to take the square root. So we'll square root both sides. X equals plus or minus 3. And the reason why we have to have that plus or minus is, if you recall, if I take positive 3 squared, well, that gives me 9. If we take negative 3 squared, that also gives me 9. So anytime you solve a quadratic by square roots, you absolutely have to have that plus or minus. It is very easily missed. Just make sure you have it. Take a minute and try the example you tries. Hopefully you found for the first one, x is equal to plus or minus the square root of 5. And for the second equation, you found x equals plus or minus the square root of 2. Now let's say we have x squared plus 4x plus 4 equals 25. This type of problem you can solve either by square roots or by factoring. But for our case, our goal is to eventually solve by completing the square, so we're going to solve it by square roots. If we factored the left-hand side, factors of 4 that add to give us 4, 2 and 2, or x plus 2 quantity squared. Okay, so if we have x plus 2 quantity squared equals 25, all we have left to do is to isolate the x. So our next step is going to be to get rid of the squared, or square root both sides. So the left side is just x plus 2, and the right side, remember, you need plus or minus, and the square root of 25 is 5. Next thing we'll do is we'll subtract 2 on both sides. So we'll have x equals plus or minus 5 minus 2. Now, every year someone leaves this as their final answer. Remember, you really have two little mini expressions. 5 minus 2 is 3. Oh, let me rewrite the 3. Let me do it again. So that's one answer, and you have negative 5 minus 2 equals negative 7. Okay, two numeric responses. Now I want you to take a minute and try the example you tried. Hopefully you found x to equal 12 and x to equal 2 in that blank. Oops. So when we are completing the square, x squared plus bx is not a perfect square trinomial. You can use b to find a constant c so that x squared plus bx plus c is a perfect square. Okay, and we do this by adding b divided by 2 quantity squared to both sides. Okay, so notice here in the next problem, we took the middle number b, we divided by 2, and we squared it. And remember, if I'm going to add that number to the left side of the equation, we also have to add it to the right. And then it will factor to x plus b over 2 quantity squared. Let's look at an example to illustrate this. So the first thing we'll do is we'll take that middle number, negative 5, divided by 2, and then we'll square it. Now, because it's a fraction, I'm not going to use a decimal. I'm going to leave it as a fraction. So this is equal to 25 over 4. And that's what I want you to try the example you tried. hopefully you found 25 to be your answer. Okay. Next thing we'll do is we're going to actually solve one of these by completing the square. And the first step, if we look in our box, is we are going to move the constant to the other side. So what that means is we will take that 8 and we will move it to the other side of the equation. So x squared plus 6x equals 8. The next thing we will do is we're going to ask ourselves, is the leading coefficient 1? Well, in this case, we have a 1x squared, so we are good to go there. So then the next step we'll do is we're going to do b divided by 2, and we're going to square it, meaning we are going to take that 6 divided by 2 and square it, which is 3 squared, which is 9. Next, we're going to add that number to both sides of our equation. So we'll have x squared plus 6x in the blank plus 9 equals 8 plus 9. Okay, so in reality, what we just did is we took this 9 here and we added it to both sides of our equation. Next, we're going to factor the left-hand side. Remember we said this is like factors of 9 that add to give us 6. Well, that's 3 and 3, or x plus 3 quantity squared. And that's going to equal the right side 17. Now, watch this neat little trick. This is what it factors to, x plus 3, correct? Well, look at when we did b divided by 2, we also got 3. So it's like we can pull that 3 into our factored form. Next thing we'll do is we'll solve for x by square rooting both sides. X plus 3 equals plus or minus the square root of 17. And then to solve for x, you would just subtract 3 on both sides. So our final answer, x equals negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 17. Now I want you to take a minute and try the U-try. So you should have found x equals negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 10. Okay, so for this one, we're going to solve this next example by completing the square. And the first thing that we'll do is we'll move the constant to the opposite side of the x and the x's with the other x's. Okay, so essentially what we're saying is we're going to subtract the x on both sides. If I can write small enough. And move the 3 to the same side as the 9. So we'll have 2x squared minus 2x equals 6. Okay, so our next step then is we're going to ask ourselves, is the leading coefficient 1? If the leading coefficient is not 1, we have to make it so that it is 1. So we're going to divide everything through by 2 because that is the number next to x squared. So we'll have x squared minus x equals 3. Next thing that we will do is, we just did step 3. If not, we divide the equation by a. And now we're going to do b divided by 2 quantity squared. Okay, so b is negative 1. We're going to divide it by 2 and square it. Negative 1/2 squared is 1/4. And remember the next thing that we did was we added that value to both sides. So we're going to take that 1/4 and add it to both sides of the equation. Next, remember that trick we talked about in the previous example. When we factor the left side, it will factor to x minus 1 over 2 quantity squared, and 3 plus 1/4 is 3 1/4, or 13 over 3, or 4, sorry. Now, remember that trick we talked about. We said whatever b divided by 2 was before we squared it is what it factors to. Okay? Next thing we will do is we will square root both sides. Okay, so when we square root both sides, notice the left side is x minus 1 over 2, and the right side is plus or minus the square root of 13 over the square root of 4, or x minus 1 over 2 equals plus or minus the square root of 13 over 2. Do not give me a decimal. And all that's left is to solve for x. In our case, we are going to add 1/2 to each side. So x equals 1 over 2 plus or minus the square root of 13 over 2. And that's it. Try the example you try. Hopefully you found your final answer to be x equals 2 plus or minus the square root of 6. And that's all we got.